Hey guys, I'm back. Alright, so I just finished the Corvette Plant Tour. As you can see behind me, I am in front of the assembly plant now. They've got the 70th anniversary in the white pearl, and they also have the Z06 there. Just a few takeaways from the tour itself. Excellent. If you get an opportunity to go ahead and reserve yourself a ticket, I suggest you take the tour. When you first walk in, you have a 4.5 minute, a little over 4 minute, like a safety video that you need to watch, and then you start the tour. Yes, Z06 over there saw me doing a film and revved it up for me. Excellent. Thank you, sir. Whoever you are, appreciate you. All right, when you walk in, you get to see the chassis when you first walk in. They come standard aluminum until they get their coating or their first dip, and it turns into that black coating that you see when you do the chassis and the like the tub area of the car. And then you walk into what's called the kit area, and that means essentially that when you order your car, if you hand pick your seat belts, your options, your badging, all the little tidbits when you special order your car to make it your own, that all goes into what's called that kit. And that comes with your car as they build it. Some of the things I learned when I was doing the plant tour. So it takes about 3 days to 3.5 days to fully build your car, from nothing to paint. Through the whole process is 3 to 3.5 days. What I did learn was that when they paint the car, they paint your car. All the components and things, they all receive a barcode and a sticker, and your fenders, your components, everything that belongs to your car are all painted in order and in position of how it would be placed on the car when it goes through paint. So your fenders, your doors, your front bumper, rear fascia, all that stuff is painted, but it's sitting as it would be on the car itself when it goes through the paint area, and the robots paint it as such. So your car is painted as a complete car, even though it's just components, and it gets assembled and follows your car later on in the assembly line. So I thought that was really neat. They build all of the cars now currently are being built. The Stingray, the Z06s, and the ERAYs. I was surprised. We saw one that just came off the assembly line, and we saw one that was going to go in before our tour, so we didn't get to see any of the components. But it was scheduled probably for a later tour, maybe one or two behind us. Every half hour, I think they reschedule them. They would probably see an ERAY go down the line. We did get to see a completed one at the finish for the ERAY, so I thought that was kind of neat that they're already turning some of them out already. Some of the things I learned were the extension of the 23 model year. That is still open and could be possibly pushed back even further. When we were going through the tour, they pushed it back, from July now to September, and they said that depending on the shortages and things, that could even be waived and pushed a little further back to get the desired amount of cars for the 23 model year. Paint colors. Now this, I need to confirm again, but bad news for me, because I've been a huge supporter of the surprise color that's coming. So originally there was 12 colors, as most of you probably already know, right? Then they upgraded to 14 with the 70th anniversary model colors, and then they kept 14 in the color palette, of which Elkhart Lake Blue is leaving and Riptide Blue is replacing it. Caffeine is leaving and Cacti replaced it. And then of course the Seawolf Gray, that is coming into the white pearl metallic slot and replacing that color according to the tour. The question I've always had was, I was almost 100% positive that GM had released information saying that ceramic matrix gray, because it started in at least the the C7 models year prior to the C8s. Ceramic matrix gray was at least in effect then, that it was going away this year. So that was going to leave us a surprise color that was still coming. According to the tour, the ceramic matrix gray is going to stay at least one more year as of now. So I'm going to try to confirm that information again here at the Bash I haven't checked in yet. I'm getting ready to leave the tour now, which takes about an hour and a half. And then I'm going to go check in over there. So for the final of the tour, they bring you through the paint area. You got to see all the cars being painted, the colors going on by the robots. There's a set of drivers that take the vehicles from the assembly line at finish. They start them up, which we got to hear a Z06 get fired up as soon as we arrived at the end of the tour. So that was very excellent. Red mist. And they start them up, they rev them a little bit, and then they drive them over a set of rumble strips to kind of set the car and get it going, and I guess maybe wake up the shocks and let them know, hey, the car isn't hanging anymore, it's actually in operation. Then they bring it in for some water testing, which 800 gallons of pressurized water are sprayed all over the cars. And they check for leaks. The person inside, that goes through a QC, I guess, for some of the inspections. They get driven around the squeaks and rattles track to make sure that there's no issues there. And then it's brought around to the final portion where it gets dyno tested up to 70 miles an hour for a short time. And then if it passes everything and it looks good, they go ahead and put the window stickers on them, and then they bring them out to the quality control area outside where it sits for approximately 2 weeks, is what they were saying. And then they're brought over to museum delivery for the overflow parking lot before they're brought into the, I guess what they would call the museum, or they said the nursery. And then it's prepped. Any final touches or accessories that you add onto your car that might be aftermarket, those get added on by the museums, like some of the stripes, some of the side skirts, maybe some of the additional options you might have. Those are installed actually at the museum, and they're cleaned and prepped and waiting for your delivery then if you take that option. I'll check in again soon, and I'll be at the bash. Take care.